Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the War Train here. Now do me a favor, if you're not already subscribed, think about subscribing to the channel, guys. I try to put gaming content out like this on a steady basis, and if you guys enjoyed this video, do me a favor, please give it a thumbs up. Now with that said, today's video, I want to talk about this new Nintendo Switch Pro, or new model, whatever you want to call it. Now, I have made countless videos on this for going back at least 6+ months. Pretty much ever since I started my channel, I want to say, I've been bringing this stuff up, talking about it, had videos just directly on it. I think it's a thing that's gonna happen. I wanted it to happen. I know there's a lot of people that do want it to happen as well. I know there's a lot of people that don't want it to happen because they, recently picked up a Nintendo Switch, and I totally understand that, because that is a big deal. If you just get a system and a new model comes out, I mean, that can kind of piss you off because you just bought one and you want the newer model. I mean, totally understand it. I really like the Nintendo Switch. I had the console day one, and here was the first version of the Nintendo Switch. This one winded up getting hacked like crazy. That was a big thing. So Nintendo wanted to try to combat against that. So they winded up coming out with the second version, version 2 of the other Switch. So we got the first version of Nintendo Switch, the second version, which this one has a longer battery life, and it was unable to pretty much be hacked. Now, just recently we had the Nintendo Switch Lite come out. This actually released pretty much right after the version 2. And this was, uses the same chipset as the version 2 right here. Now, the thing with these is, recently these were hacked. And, that's a big deal. I mean, Nintendo, they don't want their system to be hacked. I mean, but this is a thing. This has been going on for a while now. And it was only a matter of time till, the chipset in here was basically split wide open, which it pretty much is now. We've had Team Executor pretty much tear into this thing, and that information's out. But, it was always a matter of time until they came out with the Pro model. Now, there's been speculation going back pretty much since the Switch came out. Pretty much, I'd say anywhere between 6 months to a year after it came out. That's when the rumors kind of got going about, a new model of this coming out. And there really wasn't a whole lot of information. We did hear about the Mariko chip, which is the chip that winded up going into this. So in a way, those leaks were correct, but this wasn't the Switch Pro model that everybody thought it was gonna be. This just winded up being the same Switch model, just with an upgraded chipset inside there, which was that Mariko chip. But now, it looks like this is pretty much a thing that is going to happen. Now, Nintendo has not, officially confirmed, or I don't know that they're really denying it. I don't know, they'll never actually confirm this until they confirm it, because that's just how Nintendo is. They don't want anybody to stop buying these, that's for sure. They want people to buy these as much as possible, and they're selling really well, and I mean, in a way, I think they do need to come out with not just I don't want to really see a Pro model. I want to see a Switch that does more, and it is rumored that it's going to have a more powerful CPU, like a magnesium metals, to basically, have a different shell on it, probably instead of the plastic, something definitely more, high grade, and just probably look a little better, a little sleeker and more high-end. This thing's rumored to be about $399. So at $400, this is $300. Nintendo hates to put price drops on stuff. I mean, if that new one did come out, I'd say they'd almost have to drop the price on these, and they probably should. I'd say, if not soon, within the next year and a half. Because let's face it, the Nintendo Switch has been out for over, let's see, just about, I guess it's like 3 years now. So it's pretty much about that time for them that they should start doing this stuff. If they will, that's another story, who knows. But, you know, this hopefully upgraded Switch that is truly an upgrade, is I hate for them just to put a new shell on it, you know, maybe smaller bezels and a nicer screen. I hate for them to just do that. If you're going to do that, just up it all the way. I mean, just, you know, make everything backwards compatible where you can have all the, you know, games play on the old Switch, and maybe have, you know, all the new games, well, Nintendo first-party games play on the new Switch. But, you know, I could see them possibly doing something where the third-party games, some of them come for Nintendo Switch Ultra or whatever they would call it. Maybe have a little bit of an upgraded name, just like they had the 3DS and the new 3DS, where that one had specific games that could only play on that one. I think they should do something along those lines. That way, you know, for any first-party Nintendo games that come out, everybody can play them. But for specific, you know, AAA games that just wouldn't play on the Nintendo Switch anyway, at least they would have some kind of platform where they could come to a Nintendo system, and Nintendo owners could get a chance to play these titles, especially on the go. I think that would be awesome, and I think this is what Nintendo should do for whatever, you know, system they're going to be building here, because it is pretty much highly speculated that this new Nintendo Switch is going to start being built in the first quarter of this year. So that's pretty much right around the corner. I forget how their quarters actually end. I think it's like the I think it goes by their, like, I don't know if it goes by their fiscal year, or maybe if maybe they're just going by quarters, like as if it started already. But production's supposed to be up and running fairly soon, if not already, and by midsummer, we're supposed to get possibly a Nintendo Switch. I'll just call it the Ultra, you know, but who knows? I mean, this is all speculation still, but it has come out from a couple sources now, you know, and this has been rumored for a long time, so this isn't just something that just came out of nowhere. You know, they have been partnering with screen manufacturers behind the scenes. That's been, you know, out there for a little while now, for screens that are way better than the one in the current Nintendo Switch and Switch Lite models, that would basically draw way less power. They're way better looking, and they do resolutions higher than 720p. That is a fact, and they're definitely thinner, and you could actually, you know, make the Nintendo Switch thinner with these screens in there. Now, like I said, this is something that they already has been known to, that they've been partnered with other people to do this with the screens. So those screens aren't in these models, they're only going to go somewhere. I'm sure they're not just hoarding a bunch of screens. They have a deal with these people. I forget the name of the company. Like I said, this is public information. You could find that out if you look. Probably not even that hard for it, but it's, you know, this thing's gonna come, regardless. I know a lot of people don't want it to come. I know some people want it to come. I myself would like to see this thing, but like I said, I totally understand how it would piss a lot of people off, and I would be pissed off too if I just bought a system. But you know, going into buying a lot of these consoles, you have to know that, you know, it's always going to be the old model eventually. It's just the way it is, you know. It's just like buying a PlayStation 4 now. If you buy a PlayStation 4 now, you've got to know that the PlayStation 5 is coming out at the end of this year. And the Xbox. If you're gonna get an Xbox One, you got to understand that by the end of the year, that's old. We're going to have a new generation of systems coming out. So, you know, it's going to happen. And Nintendo, even though they beat to the march of their own drum, you know, their games aren't all about graphics, but the third-party games are. And those games, not all of them will run on the Nintendo Switch hardware, especially going forward. So they're going to need something that they can still kind of have some of them games. It's not even about keeping up with the other platforms, Sony and Microsoft. I don't think that they're really trying to keep up with them exactly, but to get certain games, they have to take a step forward, because otherwise it'll just be Nintendo and indie games and old ports. And let's face it, the Nintendo Switch has gotten a ton of old ports. And even if they got some kind of newer hardware, the ports that they could get could be possibly just ports that they couldn't get on the regular Nintendo Switch that maybe they could, you know, now get on, let's just say, this Switch Ultra. But, you know, that's the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about a new Nintendo Switch coming in midsummer before the Xbox and the PlayStation. You know, is it something that really pisses you off, maybe because you just got a Nintendo Switch? I know a ton of people that just recently got one. A lot of people that got them for holiday, this holiday. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Are you guys excited to see a Nintendo Switch Pro? Someone like me that's been on the Nintendo Switch since day one and would love to just see them take a step further. I think, in my opinion, I think it's time. I mean, we're 3 years in, the platform's been out for a while. It's really going right now. It's going strong. I mean, I think they could get away with not having one, but I think as far as some of the games coming forward, they kind of have to do something, and I want to say they probably realize that. But let me know what you guys think. That's the video, guys. I'm the War Train, and I'm out. Have a good one.